Well, hey there. I don't dare turn it off because it'll probably blow the starter circuit fuse again. This morning, started up for the second time on that fuse. It's in there now. So let's carry on and I'll tell you what's the story. Oh, fuck. When I first got this bike and went on the first long ride on the Griso, got down to Hastings, put some gas in it, went to start it, click. It was like 9 o'clock at night, pitch black. I was unfamiliar with the bike. The lights were on, but nobody was home, so I ended up push starting at that time. So the next morning, I was able to have a closer look in the daylight, found there was a fuse blown. So of course, put a new fuse in. She started up all good. Went to leave a day or so later, it did it again. It didn't do it again after that for about 12 months. And then every few months it would blow the starter circuit fuse. And I really just kind of put up with it. Just kept changing the fuse. Somebody said I should put a higher rated fuse in there. I thought, nah, ain't gonna do that. And then we went through all the drama of the cam followers being converted to roller bearings and blah blah blah. And I meant to ask those guys about that problem, but when I went down to pick the bike up again, I was just so excited to have her back. I jumped on it and away we go. Took her back home, she was all good. She might have blown the fuse once when I rode to work, but she was starting up most of the time without blowing the fuse, which was good. Rode it down to Hastings, and rode around there, did it again down there. And then I brought it up home, she was all good. And then last week, went out for a ride. Every time I went to start it, it'd blow the starter circuit fuse again. I rang around NV Motorcycles who did the cam followers for me. They know what they're talking about. The only downside is that they're over 100 kilometres away. Anyway, usually something to do with dust and moisture and crap getting into the starter motor. I hope he's right. They're going to give me their workshop hack to ride back. So I've got work this afternoon and for the rest of the week. we'll see what the outcome is and what the workshop hack is. Okay. See if that does it. Right, well, on my way home from NV Motorcycles in Morrinsville, where the Griso is once more being attended to, and this is their workshop hack. A Suzuki Bandit, and it's what does it say there? A GSF, a Suzuki GSF 1200 Bandit, 1996, and I'm loving it. Just come off the main road, going to take this little ticky tour around the side of that lake, and yeah, let's carry on. And what's more, it starts blowing the bloody fuse. It's done 126,870 kilometres apparently. 47 of them are mine. So away we go. It is so much fun, this bike. Nick was telling me that this thing's been written off a couple of times and used as a hack. They lend it to anybody that wants to use it, and they'll even hire it out to tourists for $50 a day. You get what you pay for. You get one mirror. It's got a fuel gauge, that's a good thing. I think it probably has a gear indicator down here somewhere, but you can't see it. But it's a lot of fun. By crikey, it's a lot of fun. I've really just been cruising on it. I mean, I never thrash other people's bikes if they're good enough to lend it to me. In fact, I never thrash my own bikes, really. Sometimes you might get a bit spirited with them, but you don't need to thrash a bike to get a feel for what its potential is. So there's no need to take a bike up to the red line to get an idea of how it feels, how the motor feels. It feels quite different to the Guzzi, of course. It feels like it's heavier higher up, and maybe it seems to fall into corners much easier too. A few loose stones on the road around here. Now, a quick look on at this bike before I got on it, and you can see it's well maintained. She's not pretty, and that's what they pointed out to me. Said, I'm not pretty myself, it doesn't matter. She's just so much fun. Look out, pheasant. Wow, turkey. She's lucky we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here. It would have been gone. Oh, magpies, we're getting all the bird life today. So while I like working on my bikes and my cars, do most of the maintenance myself if I can, you got to know your limitations. So I'm definitely a bush mechanic. I know just enough to be dangerous. And when you find a mechanic or a team that you can trust, which I believe I have with NV Motorcycles in Morrinsville, you don't mind going out of your way to get the vehicle to them. When I was talking to Nick, he said they will try and get it done by the weekend. That would be good. I'll ride back down on Saturday and pick it up. Okay. Well, we head back towards the main road and back home. Time to go to work this evening. Well, still on the way home from Morrinsville. But it's the next day and back on the Griso. I got a text this morning from NV Motorcycles to say, hi, your bike is ready to pick up. When I first arranged to take it to them, I arranged to take it down yesterday, Thursday. They were booked up in their workshop until Monday. But when I got there, Nick said that he'd try and have a look at it before the weekend. And job done. Got it fixed, hopefully. A matter of pulling the starter motor and the solenoid out, dismantling it, lubricating everything, cleaning it up, putting it back together, and he's tested it many times, hot and cold, and says good to go. The reason for it doing it, he thinks, and he's come across it before on a couple of other Grisos, at the bottom of the starter motor there's a tiny little hole, a little vent, and he thinks that moisture and road grime and crap gets in there and causes it to blow the fuse. Anyway, he's the man. Let's see if he got it, because apart from at the shop, I haven't started it yet. Hey! Man, I can't say enough about NV Motorcycles in Morrinsville. They are great. Customer service is fantastic. Nick, as the head mechanic and owner of the business, obviously knows his cookies, man. And his wife's lovely. She's really good. Make sure you're happy. And the team that they've got, excellent bunch of young fellas. So I'm more than happy to have a ride of 100 kilometres or so to get my bike to him when it needs work. It was funny getting back on the Griso after riding that Suzuki Bandit for 200 or 300 kilometres in total. It was a lot of fun. It's amazing how quickly you get used to a riding position, that sort of thing. And I found when I jumped onto the Griso, I was like, oh shit, it felt like my knees were up around my ears. And I've done 18 kilometres since then, and it's all back to normal. Fits like a glove. Oh, you're wobbling around. You're wobbling around down there.